I feel a little prompted to discuss mushrooms and the healing trip, the healing process. I have personal experience with both the healing process and mushrooms, together and separately, so I can kind of combine things. A lot of people have had the mushroom experience, but not a lot of people have had the healing experience. So I'm going to provide something that even heavy mushroom users probably can't provide. And that is an insight into something that is happening while under that influence. My name is Dan Paulson. Welcome to the channel. And this is prompted from a comment that was made on a video that I recently posted where I indicated that, once you come down from the mushroom trips, the problems are still there. And, I never really talk about that. I think that there are viable aids, but I want to be incredibly careful about it. But and I'm not going to say, hey, go to South America, take a DMT trip, and your life will be all better. There are people that will tell you that's what you do. I've never had DMT, so I don't know. But here's what is happening, honestly. When we want to heal, what are we looking to heal? We have mental perceptions from experiences stored away, memories and the emotional state with them that hurt or that make us ashamed or afraid or something. We're hiding those things. So there is an electrochemical storage up here that is holding the quality of that based on the nature of the way we think about it. It's all our own personal mental manipulation. Healing is happening through mental processes in the same way that hurt happened in mental processes. Now, they happen from physical experiences, but we process them this way. Two people have an identical experience. One likes it and says, oh, I'm good. And the other one says, I hate it. And they have forever problems with it. Well, that's what we are working with right there. Those issues. Okay. I found the way inward and started healing without any mind altering anything. It was hard. It was scary. I had to overcome my fears, but I was so discouraged with my life that I didn't care about what it bothered me anymore. I was so bothered that I didn't care. So I went for it. I didn't need anything to do that. It was just hard. Over time, I've learned that there's these multiple states of being and that higher self is where we really want to be. That's what we want to emerge to and live our life from there. In the material, as we're healing and as we're looking at ourselves and as we're overcoming our issues, we are mentally shifting ourselves into this higher self where we're looking at things from a distance. That is a mental state that we can practice at getting to, and a mushroom trip will take you right there. You live for that experience in that higher state. I recognize if I am having that experience that, oh, this is my higher being. All those fears that I can look at, they're not there. At that time, I could tell anybody anything and say, I did this, I did that, I stole this, I did this to this person. I could get it all out because the fear, I'm operating from that higher self. But if you don't do that and get it out, when you come back down, those things are still there. You might have looked at them and go, okay, I feel better about them. I understand them more. And for some people, they get to that point right there and they say, boom, that's it. See, all you have to do is take a trip. And you have to ask, is that really the case? Did that electrochemical thought processes get manipulated? Did somebody who spent their childhood being molested and raped take a mushroom trip and go, oh, everything's cool now. I see what's going on. I don't think so. I think healing has to happen, and the drugs aren't going to heal you. The drugs can get you to a place where you can, if you are under some kind of a controlled environment at that time, working with somebody who is guiding you, that knows what you're there for and knows you're going to be operating in that higher self. And you just need somebody to sound off on, really. When you talk, you needed somebody to listen. And when they hear you and say, it's okay, boom, the healing takes place. And being in that mental state of being where you're at your higher self can be that. But at the same time, most of the places in the United States, they're illegal. You can be arrested or charged with misdemeanor or larger, depending on the quantity. I'm not going to tell people, oh, here's what you should do. Go get some drugs. You can do it without them. And they're not drugs. I mean, they're classified as that. They are mind altering. Okay, they're a drug, I guess, but they're not. I mean, they're a natural thing. I have no issues with them being available. I would have issues with people just taking them all the time, saying they make me feel better, and they're not healing. But the availability is there, and it's like, ooh, I just like this all the time, so I'm just going to keep doing this. Then you're just going into, you're not healing. You're going into abuse. Recreational use, fine. Regular use because, oh, this makes me feel better, then that's not okay. That's addiction. And it's, in most places, illegal even. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything. When I was about 18, I did LSD one time. I can remember in somewhat good detail that it was the most incredible experience. I didn't feel like I was a human in the universe. I felt like I was the universe. We were out at night looking up in the stars. It felt like I could, I don't know, the connection was just so incredible. However, I was 18 and I was in no position to heal. Nothing happened. Nothing fixed my life. I still had a lot of issues ahead of me that were going to come up. And I'm lucky because the way I was at that time, I accidentally, my roommate got that LSD from somebody that he knew. We were not into that group of people. So we didn't have access to it. If I had, I don't know what I would have done. I would have taken it every day. It would have ruined my life. It would not have been okay for me to do that routinely. I can look back on it and go, whew, boy, am I glad it worked out the way it did. However, that being said, those things can be helpful, but they should be used in a controlled environment. You don't take them at home and turn on the TV or something. It's like, oh, what a waste. Go outdoors, go out someplace in nature, bring a friend. The experiences would be something like super highly detailed, looking at things and you can see texture. You don't feel like it's the same kind of experience, very mild connection to the cosmos. You look at things and you don't feel like you're seeing those things. You feel like you're a part of those things. And if you stare at something, the texture is very detailed and there's a little bit of shimmering around the edges. It's a kind of fun thing to experience, but that's about the extent of it. But in that moment, you can also have this sensation. You're not going to stagger and do things like that. Don't operate. Don't do anything. Yeah. Might take a couple hours. I'm not recommending this. I'm just telling you what my experiences are and that you don't need to do this. But at the same time, if you had the availability and you were able to do this, don't listen to people that say just do these and you'll be okay. I don't think that that's true. Although there's probably a point where people say, yes, while I was in that state, I thought about things and it's just, I just let it go. What a waste. And they can feel much better, and that's as far as they go. But what happens in life then? Are you still acting out? Something happens, you get triggered here, get triggered there. There's something in there that isn't resolved. And yeah, that mental experience, it just puts you right to your higher self. But you need to learn to get to your higher self without it. But somehow it just gets you right there. You become that. But when it's not there, you're not that anymore. You can, however, make changes. Don't use any other drugs. Don't use meth or anything like that. Stay away from that kind of stuff. We're just looking at some natural medicinal sort of things here that are something that come from Mother Earth and not people's laboratories or basements, And the experience, when you get to your higher self without the enhancement of mushrooms, for example, it won't feel the same as on mushrooms. They both get you to a higher self, but the mushroom's going to be an enhanced visual and sensational experience that's going to be on top of being in your higher self. So it's probably a part of what makes it easy for you to overcome the fear, because it feels so good. You're like, oh my gosh, why am I afraid of that? What's the matter with me? What a fool. You get to that point very quickly. Again, it just doesn't stay there when you come down. So if you're going to go there, take advantage of that time and do some healing. Hope the video was helpful. Post questions, comments, your own experiences below. I'd love to hear about it. I don't know about this one. This is not in any of the material. I'm not finding anywhere where it's saying things like that, although there are elixirs and whatnot. There are things that people are looking for, but generally those are life happiness. What you're looking for is a happy life, not, mushrooms. So anyway, different video, huh? Hope it makes sense. Love one another. I'll see you in the next one.